Just a couple of years ago, one of my favorite words that I ever used, and I actually named it the word of the year for myself. Sometimes I do that word of the year at the beginning of the year. Well, it was about 2 years back, I believe. And my favorite word of the year was simplicity. Simplicity. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on my Save Money and More with Jan channel. I love to help people keep more of their own hard-earned money. How you doing today? Listen, here are 7 no effort ways that I personally like to be or to live the frugal lifestyle. One thing that I like to do, they're in no particular order of importance. They're equally all good. Okay. One thing that I personally like to do as much as I possibly could. I like to, what I call, use the rule of half. This is Janet's rule of half. I like to utilize the rule of half, for example, with as many things as possible. Why? To stretch the stuff I already paid for. And actually, effectively, I'm cutting the cost of that item that I paid for literally in half. I'm telling you, for example, I like to use the rule of half, for example, with beauty supplies, with shampoos, with cleaning products, either by stretching them out with a little bit more water, buying things at a discount, using less than what the bottle says. Don't always follow exactly what the manufacturer says on the bottle. They have one thing intended for you to use up that product as quickly as possible and buy another bottle. Does that not make sense? So I like to use the rule of half. I get 2 cakes out of one box of cake mix, and I described that many, many times. But for those who are brand new, I'll mention it. Instead of making one cake with 2 layers, I'll take that same box, I'll make the layers in the oven, but I'll create 2 separate cakes. I don't need to have a double layered cake. I save calories. I get more bang for my dollar from that box of cake mix. And you see where I am going with that. Another thing to mention while I'm on that topic, by doing that, I also just put a little bit of the frosting, the canned frosting on the top. I don't ice the sides. I don't have a double layer. I'm not putting more ooey gooey in the center, and I am saving money. Literally, I personally, instead of getting 3 cake uses on the one can, I could stretch it out literally to 4. So that's another example. All right, next. Instead of 100% always using disposable paper towel, now don't get me wrong, I enjoy using paper towel, but over time, it could be really, really, really expensive if you do the math. So, what I like to do is sort of live like a little bit of a hybrid life with paper towel. If there are some messes that can easily be cleaned up with a sponge or a regular towel and not having to use that paper towel at that moment, I will do so. What that does, again, is slow down the rate of, therefore, my not needing as much as I might have thought in the past of those paper towels. And as time goes by, I'm noticing the prices of those can really, really be quite costly. And we don't like that. We like to get the best value for what we can. So even if you don't want to give up paper towel altogether, at least try to incorporate like a hybrid use of paper towel versus using a regular towel and rinsing it and drying it and doing it over. But it can really save a bundle for real and for true. I'm telling you. Next, microwaving a little bit of popcorn at home with a free streaming app is like literally next to nothing in cost. I'm telling you. Many of us have large screen TVs today. Do we really, really, really have to go to the movie experience? Maybe if you're younger and you've never done that before, or maybe just to see, once in a while. I'm not saying deprive yourself of everything, but for me, as far as I'm concerned, this is a very effortless way to save money on entertainment with all the streaming apps out there today, with large screen TVs, with comfortable chairs at home, or just being in your own space. And just maybe microwaving or using that popcorn, the one that you put on top of the stove that looks like a frying pan, that one. I mean, that is a fraction of the original cost. Get a couple of friends together and have extra fun. If you're looking for a little more excitement like that, just invite a couple of friends over and maybe they might even bring over some cookies or whatever. You guys just get together and have a little fun. You'll be shocked and amazed. Next, effortless ways continue. Cooking once, but eating more than once from that original cooked meal. Yeah, 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 yeah. I cannot emphasize that enough. I cannot. If you make a roast chicken, cut up before you forget a little bit in advance some chicken to put away to utilize in another meal. For example, the original meal of chicken, the chicken could be the star of the show. But the second meal of the chicken, let's just call it the co-star of the show. Okay, or I don't know, or supporting actor or actress. And then like you utilize it by filling up that second meal with more additional vegetables, more rice, more pasta. But you did reserve some of that chicken for that additional meal. To just do single serve meals once only, set it, forget it, one time only, to me could be costly. Why shouldn't I get more than one meal from the original meal? All I have to do is reserve a little bit of the protein, then just add the other great stuff that I like to fill up a meal with. We could be very creative and save a bundle of money at the same time. Why not? The next thing, now that it's warm weather in many places, it is so easy. I mean, like, seriously, it is so easy. Why not brew up a couple of real tea bags? Let it steep, make some hot tea originally, let it cool off naturally, right? And you got yourself the basis for iced tea. Add real lemon, cut up some lemon wedges in there or slices, let it sit in there, add some sugar, and when you're ready to serve it, put some ice in some tall glasses. You have yourself real iced tea. That is for a song. And you know what's in it. Not so many extra chemicals. It's natural, it's delicious, and that's the way iced tea used to be, just like that. And by the way, of course, we can do the same thing with beautiful friends if you rather have lemonade or oranges if you rather have some sort of an orange aid. Get creative. Many times we have these ingredients right under our nose. No need to spend extra money on a flavorful beverage. I get it. We like flavor with our beverage sometimes. Not only be bored with just plain old water or plain old anything. So jazz it up with inexpensive ingredients. That's right under our nose. In fact, I just inspired myself, and I'm going to make myself a big pitcher of homemade from scratch iced tea for later. It is so yummy. It is so good. And you could get the flavors to match the way exactly you like it. You really, really could. So that's in my opinion, very big saver because we spent a lot of money on flavorful beverages. All right, next, take advantage of offers, which include anything that includes a free delivery, but shop around, look around online to see if that's the best possible price. Because if you don't have to go there, use gas, especially if the item is cumbersome. So if you could get it on a free delivery, even if it might cost you, let's say $1 or $2 extra, like even though they're saying free delivery, but the price of the item might be $2 or $3 higher. You do the math and ask yourself, is it worth it for me to get that item on a free delivery? And one more thing I'd like to add about that people forget. If I get an item delivered to me, it is their responsibility to make sure that that item is shipped to me properly without defect or damage. If I pick it up somewhere and something happens, once I pick it up, it's on me. But once the item is delivered to me from their place to my place, for example, and there's a problem, I could always call up, complain, have that sent back, and have a brand new corrected item sent back. You see where I'm going with this. So, frugality does not have to be a drudge. Frugality does not have to be deprivation. Frugality does not have to be a bore or a snore. Just have to be a little bit creative and think a little bit ahead of time. Always ask yourself, is there a way that I could achieve that final goal at a lesser price? Sometimes you may shock yourself. Sometimes you might end up getting that item even for free. Have an amazing day, everybody. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, as always, super thanks are always appreciated. Thanks, everybody. Have a blessed day. Take good care.